to another insightful video from Mula Academy, where we demystify the world of finance. I'm your host, Dr. Samuel Adebayo. Today, we're diving headfirst into a topic that's making headlines and sparking heated discussions: worldwide inflation. From the bustling streets of New York City to the vibrant markets of Lagos, the world is watching and waiting to see how this economic drama unfolds. A specter looms over this interconnected web of trade, investment, and financial flows. Its presence is felt in every corner of the world, from rising commodity prices to shrinking purchasing power. Imagine this: the cost of that morning cup of coffee, the price of filling your car with gas, even the rent or mortgage payment, all steadily creeping upward. This, my friends, is the reality of inflation. Inflation, simply put, is the rate at which the general level of prices for goods and services rises over time. As this rate increases, the purchasing power of your hard-earned money erodes. What you could buy a year ago now costs significantly more, putting a strain on individuals, families, and entire economies. Inflation's tendrils reach deep into the heart of global financial stability, impacting interest rates, currency values, and the delicate balance of international trade. In this video, we'll embark on a journey to understand the multifaceted nature of inflation and its potential to disrupt the global financial order. One of the most immediate and tangible consequences of inflation is the erosion of purchasing power. As prices rise, our hard-earned money simply doesn't stretch as far as it used to. That monthly grocery bill suddenly feels heavier, and those long-awaited vacation plans may need to be put on hold. Imagine a family struggling to make ends meet, their income barely covering essential expenses. Now, picture inflation creeping in, silently chipping away at their purchasing power. The same amount of money that once allowed them to put food on the table and pay their bills now leaves them struggling. For businesses, the impact of inflation is equally challenging. Rising input costs, from raw materials to labor, eat into profit margins. The erosion of purchasing power is a silent thief, slowly but surely diminishing our financial well-being. As inflation rears its head, central banks around the world find themselves walking a tightrope, carefully adjusting interest rates to maintain a delicate balance. Their goal? To curb inflation without stifling economic growth. When inflation rises, central banks typically raise interest rates to cool down the economy. Higher interest rates make it more expensive to borrow money, which can slow down spending and investment, theoretically curbing inflation. However, this approach is not without its drawbacks. Higher interest rates can make it more expensive for businesses to invest and expand, potentially hindering economic growth. The interest rate roller coaster is a bumpy ride, and central banks must carefully navigate the ups and downs to avoid derailing the economy. Section 3. A global balancing act: currency values and trade flows. In our interconnected world, inflation doesn't respect borders. Its effects ripple through the global economy, impacting currency values and international trade flows. When a country experiences higher inflation than its trading partners, its currency may depreciate in value. This can make its exports cheaper for other countries to buy, potentially boosting its economy. However, it also makes imports more expensive, potentially fueling inflation further. On the other hand, countries with lower inflation rates may see their currencies appreciate in value. The interplay between inflation, currency values, and trade flows is a complex dance, with each country seeking to maintain a competitive edge while managing the impacts of rising prices. Section 1. Unraveling the web. Supply chain disruptions. To grasp inflation, we must examine the underlying causes. A major factor is the disruption of global supply chains. These networks, crucial for goods movement, have been disrupted. Events like COVID-19 and geopolitical tensions exposed their fragility. The result? Delays, shortages, and rising prices. Section 2. The fiscal tightrope. Government spending and inflation. Governments worldwide turned to expansionary fiscal policies, injecting trillions into their economies through stimulus packages. While these measures provided relief, they also fueled inflationary pressures. Too much money circulating can lead to inflation, like an engine overheating with too much fuel. Excess demand pushes prices upward, fueling inflation. The relationship between government spending and inflation is complex. Section 3. Uneven impacts. Inflation's disparate effects. While inflation is a global phenomenon, its impacts are not felt equally across regions and sectors. Developing countries, often more reliant on imports and with weaker social safety nets, can be particularly vulnerable to the effects of rising prices. Imagine a family in a developing country already struggling to afford basic necessities. Now, picture the price of food, fuel, and other essentials skyrocketing due to inflation. For them, it's not just a matter of tightening their belts, it's a matter of survival. Developed countries, while generally more resilient, are not immune to the impacts of inflation. The uneven impacts of inflation highlight the interconnectedness of the global economy and the need for coordinated action to address the root causes of rising prices. Section 1. The domino effect, a cascade of financial instability. We've explored the far-reaching consequences of inflation, from eroding purchasing power to disrupting global trade. The real danger lies in inflation's potential to trigger a cascade of events, a domino effect that could destabilize the entire global financial system. Imagine a scenario where inflation continues to rise unabated. Central banks, facing mounting pressure to rein in prices, are forced to take increasingly aggressive measures, such as sharply raising interest rates. While intended to curb inflation, these actions could have unintended consequences, potentially pushing economies into recession. As economic growth slows, businesses may cut back on investment and hiring, leading to job losses and further economic contraction. The interconnected nature of the global financial system means that what happens in one part of the world can quickly spread to others. Section 2. Eroding trust. The fragile foundation of global markets. At the heart of a stable financial system lies trust. Trust in currencies, trust in institutions, and trust in the ability of governments and central banks to manage economic challenges effectively. However, persistent inflation can erode this trust, creating uncertainty and volatility in global markets. When people lose confidence in the value of their currency, they may be less likely to save or invest, preferring to hoard tangible assets or convert their savings into more stable foreign currencies. This can further weaken the domestic currency, fueling inflation and creating a self-fulfilling prophecy. The erosion of trust is a slow poison, gradually undermining the foundations of a healthy financial system. As we navigate the uncertain terrain of rising inflation, a specter from the past has re-emerged to haunt policymakers and economists alike: stagflation. This dreaded combination of stagnant economic growth and high inflation presents a particularly difficult challenge, defying traditional economic solutions. Stagflation typically occurs when supply-side shocks, such as soaring oil prices or disruptions to critical supply chains, combine with persistent inflationary pressures. This creates a toxic mix of rising prices, slowing economic growth, and high unemployment. In a stagflationary environment, central banks face a dilemma: The specter of stagflation serves as a stark reminder that inflation is not just about rising prices, it's about the complex interplay of factors that drive economic growth, employment, and stability. Having explored the potential perils of unchecked inflation, we now turn our attention to the crucial question: what can be done to mitigate its impact and safeguard global financial stability? Central banks, the guardians of monetary policy, play a pivotal role in taming inflation. By adjusting interest rates, they aim to influence borrowing costs, consumer spending, and overall economic activity. However, finding the optimal interest rate path is no easy feat. Fiscal policy, the realm of government spending and taxation, also plays a crucial role. Governments can help curb inflation by reducing spending, increasing taxes, or a combination of both. A delicate balance must be struck between curbing inflation and supporting economic growth. Section 2. A global call to action, collaboration and coordination. In our interconnected world, inflation is not merely a domestic issue. It's a global challenge that demands a coordinated global response. International cooperation is essential to address the underlying factors driving inflation, from supply chain disruptions to commodity price volatility. The Group of 20, a forum for the world's largest economies, has a crucial role to play in coordinating global efforts to combat inflation. By working together, these nations can implement policies to stabilize exchange rates, promote free trade, and address supply chain bottlenecks. International financial institutions, such as the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank, also have a critical role to play. Collaboration is not just a matter of economic expediency, it's a matter of global solidarity. Section 3. Empowering individuals. Financial literacy as a shield. While governments and central banks grapple with macroeconomic solutions, individuals are not powerless in the face of inflation. Financial literacy, the ability to understand and manage one's finances effectively, is more critical than ever in navigating these turbulent economic waters. By developing sound financial habits, such as budgeting, saving, and investing wisely, individuals can mitigate the impact of inflation on their personal finances. Seeking professional financial advice can also provide valuable guidance in protecting and growing wealth during times of economic uncertainty. Financial literacy empowers individuals to make informed decisions about their money, from managing debt to planning for retirement. In a world where economic challenges are increasingly interconnected and complex, financial literacy is no longer a luxury. It's a necessity. Section 1. The road ahead, navigating uncertainty with knowledge. The road ahead is marked by uncertainty. Global markets are in a constant state of flux. The specter of inflation is not a cause for despair. Knowledge is power. Understanding our economic landscape helps us make informed decisions. We can advocate for sound policies and support businesses. The global economy is not a spectator sport. We are all participants in this intricate web. Section 2. Stay informed, stay engaged. The Mula Academy Advantage. At Mula Academy, we believe that financial education is not a privilege, but a right. We are committed to providing you with the knowledge, insights, and tools you need to thrive in any economic climate. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Share this video with your friends, family, and colleagues. Let's spread financial literacy far and wide. Your engagement helps us reach a wider audience and empower more individuals with the knowledge they need to secure their financial futures. Thank you for joining us on this journey of exploration. Until next time, stay informed, stay engaged, and stay empowered. This is Dr. Samuel Adebayo from Mula Academy, signing off.